In life, it's important to win in competitions. Strive to not be defeated by others. These were the words my father instilled in me. His influence led me to always aim for victory. I could never have imagined my life taking such a turn. My name is Michael. I was born into an ordinary family, where my father worked a regular job. Since childhood, I've been highly competitive. Losing games with friends would genuinely upset me. I despised admitting defeat and even argued with friends over it, feeling intense frustration. Admitted gracefully. My mother would scold me, but my father was more understanding, saying, "Competitive people grow in life." In life, it's important to win in competitions. Strive to not be defeated by others. He recognized my nature, considering it far better than being weak. Dad himself was quite competitive. He seemed more upset than I was when I scored lower than my friends on tests. "Dad, you're competitive too, aren't you? Is it in our genes?" I once casually asked my mother while in elementary school. I meant it lightly, but her expression turned serious. "I should tell you, your father wasn't always like this when we first got married." Really? I was surprised by this unexpected revelation. He was a high school graduate, which delayed his promotions compared to his university-educated peers. He fell behind in sales performance and was eventually excluded from the promotion track. He suffered a lot, being looked down upon by his promoted peers and younger superiors. That's why he became obsessed with winning. He doesn't want you to go through the same, and that's why he's sensitive about your grades. He really wants you to go to college. This situation was more serious than I had thought, and I felt somber. My father, who seemed like any other office worker, was carrying such a heavy burden. As a child, I wanted to succeed and make him happy. Got it. I'll do my best for Dad too. I made this resolve to my mom. Though I had no specific dream for the future, I was determined to achieve great success. I worked even harder on my studies. Being naturally diligent, I focused on the basics. As a result, my test scores were consistently high. Dad was always pleased with them. "Good job getting results." I remember him ruffling my hair in praise. In middle school, I pushed myself even harder. Many students went to tutoring, but I didn't want to be outdone by them. With hard work, I consistently stayed within the top 5 of my grade. In high school, my efforts paid off, and I was accepted into a prestigious national university. On the day of the university acceptance announcement, seeing Dad's joy when I told him of my success was incredible. "Michael, congratulations! My son is going to that university." That day, my father brought home a cake and celebratory gifts, repeatedly expressing his congratulations. I was not only happy about being accepted into my dream school, but also about fulfilling my father's dream of sending his son to college. After enrolling, I successfully earned my credits and secured a job at a major corporation. I had taken the first step as a professional, leaving my student life behind. The initial period at work was challenging with a lot to learn, but gradually, I got the hang of it and became efficient in my job. My competitive nature continued to drive me, and I strived to outperform my peers, achieving good work performance. Unknowingly, I stood out among my peers. "Michael is very diligent, so I can rely on him with confidence," my boss, Mark, would say, entrusting me with important tasks. Motivated, I devoted all my energy to my work. Then one day, I was appointed as the leader of a major project, receiving significant investment from the company. Mark recommended me to President West, who believed in my abilities despite my youth. Success in this project would undoubtedly fast-track my career. I couldn't miss this opportunity. I wanted to make it a success. After being appointed leader, I worked tirelessly every day. Despite long hours and overtime, I never felt the need to rest. Time flew by, and the project was a success. I gained a significant lead over my peers, climbing the corporate ladder at an unprecedented pace. I even managed to impress President West. Furthermore, President West often invited me to dinner, where he once told me, "I've seen many employees, but few are as outstanding as you." Eventually, I was even considered a candidate for the next company president. It seemed like my childhood dream of becoming a big shot was about to come true. However, there were a few others seen as rivals. Since they were all capable workers, I continued to work diligently, without slacking. As winter waned, President West summoned me. What could it be about? I wondered, entering his office with slight nervousness. President West greeted me with a smile and invited me to sit. It didn't seem like bad news. Actually, I was thinking of arranging a meeting with my daughter. A meeting? I was taken aback by this unexpected proposal. Yes, I have a daughter named Rachel, around your age. It's about time she started thinking about marriage. President West showed me Rachel's photo. She was strikingly beautiful, with bright eyes. Marrying her meant joining President West's family. This was a step closer to the presidency. Maybe I should consider this meeting, especially if it could lead to becoming president. I couldn't deny that my ambition influenced my decision. Of course, I intended to decide about marriage based on Rachel's personality. Although we worked at the same company, we had never spoken. I had doubts about whether we would be a good match. But those concerns vanished when we met. Rachel was down to earth and easy to talk to. Our conversation flowed naturally, and by the end of our meeting, we were quite comfortable with each other. Rachel seemed to have a good impression of me too. Things progressed smoothly from there. And so, we happily married. My newlywed life with Rachel was blissful. Rachel, aiming to support my focus on work, scaled back her own career to manage our home. On weekends, we enjoyed shopping or fun outings together. We spent our time laughing and cherishing each other. My career was flourishing exceptionally well too. Advancing rapidly through the ranks, I played a key role in pivotal company decisions. The work was challenging yet rewarding. Being viewed as a likely next president, I became the envy of my colleagues. My parents were elated with my swift progress. "It's great that you didn't have to endure what I did. And to think he'll become a president." Dad even got a bit emotional. I felt content, believing I had done something worthwhile for my parents. Life seemed to be sailing smoothly. 2 years into our marriage, Rachel greeted me with an apologetic look upon my return from work one day. "Actually, I've planned a trip with Emily this weekend, so I have to cancel our shopping plans. I'm sorry." Emily was Rachel's close friend since their college days. She had mentioned her difficulty in seeing Emily often due to our busy lives. Though saddened by her absence, I supported her need for a break, as she was constantly busy with household tasks. "Understood. Enjoy your time with her." "Really? Thank you." Rachel joyfully began preparing for her trip. The weekend after bidding her farewell, I decided to stroll through a neighboring town. While searching for dinner, I entered a supermarket and was taken aback. "Huh?" I spotted a familiar face. It was Emily. Initially, I doubted myself, but as I approached, it was unmistakably her. "Michael, what a coincidence to see you here." She approached to chat. "Isn't Rachel with you on a trip?" "No, we had no such plans." Emily seemed genuinely unaware. Where could Rachel be then? I tried calling and texting her, but received no response. I had no choice but to wait for Rachel's return. "Hi, I'm home." Upon Rachel's arrival, I confronted her. "I saw Emily at the supermarket in the next town. Your story about the trip was false, wasn't it? Where were you really? Rachel appeared uneasy. Then her expression turned cold. It was a coldness she had never shown me before. I was on a trip with Andy. Andy was a male colleague competing for the presidential position. He was a decade older, known for his efficiency and uncompromising work attitude. President West highly regarded his work ethic. I thought he was serious. Why would he go on a trip with Rachel? Are you admitting to an affair? I asked Rachel, incredulous. She remained distant. I have my side of the story. Let's discuss it tomorrow with my dad and Andy. She was firm, avoiding a proper conversation. The next day, President West and Andy arrived at our house to address the situation. Rachel, why did you go out with Andy? In the tense atmosphere, President West posed this question, and Rachel's response was startling. Actually, Michael has been mistreating me regularly. Even a minor mistake in cooking would prompt him to call me worthless, uttering harsh words like he can't eat such food. Hey, what are you talking about? I've never done anything like that. I was completely shocked. I had never been so cruel to Rachel. Yet, her fabrications continued. Michael changed after our marriage. He even struck me. Tears started to stream down her face. Andy, supporting her statement, nodded. She's correct. I saw Rachel looking upset at work and offered a listening ear. She confided about her husband's verbal and physical abuse. Our trip was to discuss her troubles. Andy, you too. Are you implying you had an affair? Andy looked at me with a cold gaze and replied. She has a diary. It likely has entries about Michael's abuses. It's all made up. President West, please believe me. I pleaded earnestly, with gestures and expressions. I hoped her past rust would suffice to clarify the truth. But President West looked at me sternly. Rachel is not a liar. Andy is credible too. I trust their accounts. You're despicable. I want you to divorce immediately, and you're also fired. I can't believe this. Despite my attempts to further persuade them, it was futile, and the meeting concluded. The following day, I was packing up my desk in a somber mood. Whispers filled the air. Michael was abusive to his wife, apparently. Well, I thought he was decent. Disgusting. Their voices were intentionally loud. Their words reached me clearly. It felt like my heart was being ripped apart, and I fought back tears. I lost everything, including the home I shared with Rachel, and moved back to my parents' house. Naturally, they were concerned. After hearing the story, my mother wept in sorrow. There's no way Michael would do such a thing. My father was profoundly troubled. Seeing his son's life deteriorate was a shock. Did I cause this by raising him to be a winner? He pondered. I quickly refuted this. This catastrophe was not my father's fault. It's not your fault, Dad. We've had many happy times. Life isn't over. We'll be all right. Hearing this, my father managed a small smile and said, "Thank you." But I couldn't stop questioning my life's purpose. Was all my hard work for nothing? Does hard work not pay off? As I contemplated this, my drive completely vanished. I knew I needed a new job, but I lacked the energy to pursue it. I spent my days idly at home, watching videos online late into the night and waking up after noon. This lethargic routine persisted. A month after my dismissal, I finally ventured outside when my mother requested an errand. She didn't say much, likely wanting to give me a change of environment. Indeed, being in the sunlight slightly uplifted my mood. After completing the errand and on my way back, something occurred. A woman carrying a large bucket emerged unsteadily from a flower shop on my path. She looked unstable, and as I anticipated, she soon stumbled and fell. "Are you okay?" I rushed over to help, and the woman stood up, saying, "I'm sorry, I'm not injured. If you'd like, I can help you carry that." Thinking it was the right thing to do, I offered my assistance. Initially, she hesitated, but then gratefully accepted, saying, "Please, thank you." While helping, I learned about her. Her name was Lily, and she had been running the flower shop for a year. After the work was done, Lily tentatively made an offer. "If it's okay with you, would you like to work here? A part-timer recently left after graduating. I've been needing help but haven't found anyone. I can pay you." I accepted her offer immediately. "I was looking for a job, so this is perfect. Thank you." This was how I unexpectedly found employment. When I told my parents, they seemed genuinely relieved. Working there, I discovered Lily's deep knowledge of flowers and her talent in nurturing quality plants. Her friendly service had earned her a devoted customer base. However, her business management skills needed improvement. The shop wasn't drawing new customers due to ineffective PR. Additionally, it was barely profitable because of excessive spending. Having experience in these areas from my previous job, I took charge of the business aspects of the shop, allowing Lily to concentrate on plant care and customer service. This collaboration doubled the shop's revenue. Lily was incredibly thankful, saying it felt like a dream. As we became closer, I shared my own story with her. She listened with empathy. Upon hearing about my divorce, she expressed indignation. "It's so unjust. I accomplished so much, only to fall like that. It's as if my efforts were in vain." I responded, and after a moment, Lily replied, "Michael, you've been too focused on winning and losing. It's okay to relax. I didn't attend a prestigious university, and my shop isn't the biggest, but I'm content. My regulars appreciate me, and that's enough. Happiness lies in simple things." Her words made me realize something. I had always equated losing with unhappiness and insignificance, but I have parents who accepted me despite that. The skills I learned at my previous company are now valuable in the flower shop. Indeed, I was too fixated on not losing. I'll aim to live more relaxedly from now on. This shift in mindset made me feel lighter. I realized I was the source of my own distress. Lily, who offered this insight, was truly wonderful. Gradually, I found myself drawn to her warmth. 6 months later, while working in the shop, the door opened. "Welcome." I was stunned to see who entered. It was President West and Rachel. They looked serious. It didn't seem like a casual visit. "I visited your parents, and they directed me here. We need to talk." I found a private space to hear them out. "To be honest, I want you back at the company. I apologize for everything. I was mistaken." President West's admission surprised me. "What happened?" "Andy embezzled funds. The company is in turmoil. We also found he was harassing employees. You were the reliable one after all." "I'm supposed to be a horrible husband who abuses your daughter, right?" How easily they change their tune. When I made a sarcastic remark, Rachel spoke up. "I admit I had an affair with Andy and plotted against you to make him president. Everything got exposed at work, and I'm in a lot of trouble. It was all my fault. Please come back." They both apologized. They were trying to look pleasant, but it was clear they had changed their stance only because they were in trouble. Besides, I had Lily now. I couldn't just leave her and go back. "I won't return to the company. I'm quite happy as it is." They hurriedly tried to persuade me, mentioning a generous salary and a certain presidency position. But my decision didn't waver. Realizing this, President West and Rachel left, hurling insults as they went. They never truly intended to apologize. I was utterly disgusted and glad I refused. After they left, Lily approached me, looking concerned. I overheard the conversation. Are you sure you're okay with this? Yes, I'm fine. I love this shop and want to keep working here, I answered with a smile, and Lily beamed. Then I'm glad. I want to keep running the shop with you, Michael. Later, I told my parents everything, and they agreed with my decision. In hindsight, I wanted Michael to be happy more than being a winner. If he's happy working, any job is fine. My dad nodded with a smile. Thus, Lily and I continued running a flower shop together, hand in hand. The business thrived, attracting more customers, and the shop became livelier. A year after meeting Lily, I confessed my feelings and we started dating. Recently, I proposed and we got married. Ours is a home filled with genuine love, free from ulterior motives. Thanks to her, I realized the happiness I had overlooked, making life enjoyable. Moving forward, I want to cherish the small joys of everyday life and value my family.